Cool. Before we kick into the what we've been playing part of the show, I want to talk a bit about where I've been going. I guess this would be the where you've been going section of the show.
Where's Randy been?
Right. Where in the world is Brian Williams? Or
Travel talk with DJ
right.
Randy and Paul.
So I've had two sort of fairly big road trips over the last couple of weeks. Back at the end of February, early March, I went, as I said, I went to Champaign to visit Volition Games headquarters to check out the new Red Faction Armageddon. It was awesome. I mean, getting out there was kind of a pain in the ass. Unfortunately, I flew on the rainiest, windiest day in February, so they canceled a bunch of flights. And
it sounded like quite a travel ordeal, even as far as travel ordeals go.
Right. Well, I was supposed to fly from Hartford, Connecticut to Chicago, Illinois, and then take a little sort of puddle jumper plane from Chicago to Champaign, and they canceled that connecting flight because of the weather. And I was stuck in an airport in Chicago going, oh, okay, so now what? In my big, bad grown-up life, on all the flights I've ever been on, I've never been in an airport where a flight was canceled. So I was sort of like, I need an adult to tell me what to do. But people in the gate started talking to each other, and were talking about hooking up and renting cars. And I had been texting one of the other dudes who was trekking out to the Volition Community Day. 3 random words from CAG. Joey, he's a good guy. And he texted me back and said, I found some guys. They're all going to Champaign. We have a car. Run down to the baggage claim right now. So I ran down to the baggage claim as quickly as I could, and fortunately was able to grab a seat in their car, and we made the trek across a very rainy Illinois to Champaign.
So who were these guys?
There were
polka band.
Well, there were, in addition to the 4 of us who were going out for Community Day. Well, there were only 3 because one dude's flights got so screwed up that he couldn't even make it out of Florida.
Ouch.
So there were 3 of us who were going for Community Day, but there were other people from like press. There were a couple dudes from like THQ headquarters who were going in to check out something. So there were other people who were sort of flying into Chicago and into Champaign that day whose travel got as fucked up as mine. And fortunately we were able to sort of like, open our mouths and identify each other and say, are you going here? And we're able to sort of make it work. So yeah, I got to spend a couple hours in a car with a couple of other big time gamers, and we just chatted about gaming and all kinds of fun stuff for 2 hours while this one guy who I forget his name, unfortunately, saved our bacon and drove us to Volition. So
that was like a 2.5 hour drive, wasn't it?
It was about that, I think. Yeah. Yeah.
How kind of him.
It was very nice. Saved my ass. Well, the alternative obviously was to sleep in a hotel in Chicago and then come home without getting to see Red Faction or Volition. So, yeah. So the next day started with us going to Volition. There's not a ton of details I can provide. I have an NDA, so I'm a little vague on, I guess, not necessarily vague, but a little scared to say too much, lest I get sued by the THQ conglomerate.
Volition
they might kill you.
But I had some
guy's
time.
Going to show up at your door with a sledgehammer.
Right, exactly. I had some hands-on time with Red Faction Armageddon. I played some of the single player. I played Ruin Mode, which was just announced, which is a competitive online sort of leaderboard-ish destruction game. And I played something else that I can't talk about.
No.
Yeah, I also got a tour of Volition headquarters. I got to see all kinds of cool sort of Red Faction and Saints Row history. They had like a little display, not a little, a pretty significant display in their lobby of sort of foreign video game boxes and all kinds of like sort of Volition history. It was very cool. Lots of cool promo stuff and autographed copies of games from all the developers from their history and stuff. And then they gave us a tour of sort of the production offices where we got to see a lot of artwork and fun stuff like that. And I think that's probably all I can go into at this point. There is certainly more.
To be continued.
To be continued. There's a lot more to say, but I really can't say a hell of a lot of it until the game gets much closer to coming out. But the one thing I was hoping to sneak a peek of was Saints Row the Third while we were there. But we could barely get anybody to sort of even look us in the eye when that word came out of our mouth. So much to my excitement, 2 days after we got back, the game was announced. I'm looking forward to that. That's supposed to come out later this year, actually. So Volition has sort of two big and exciting games, exciting to me anyways, in the pipeline for 2011. So, but yeah, that was awesome. That was very cool. I got to meet a ton of great people. They kept bringing in sort of programmers and developers and writers and directors and stuff to talk to us and answer our questions. And all of that was very cool and insightful and interesting. So it was great to sort of see behind the curtain and see what sort of goes into the life of a game developer for a day.
Yeah, that sounds like it'd be a hell of a fun trip for sure.
That sounds really cool. I'm a little jealous. Not about the not so much about the travel, but
yeah, right.
Getting to tour Volition sounds awesome.
You can have that part.
I'm jealous about the travel, man. You made friends for life.
I did. We sort of bear these wounds together now. Yeah, it was but no, it was excellent. It was super cool of listening to this. I am not aware of any other developer ever doing anything like this, where they sort of open their doors and bring their fans in. So I give a big shout out and a tip of the hat to Jay Goldberg, the community manager at Volition, who organized this whole thing, picked the winners, and orchestrated the ordeal of getting us out to Champaign for a day. I think my great regret is that it was over much too quick. I could have easily have spent much more time there digging into their stuff.